right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell icon and join the channel down there so you can be a member of the channel. Also the button, the bell icon so you can get all the notifications for when we do videos. Also, much love to everybody on the Patreon, everybody that comes by the chat Monday through Friday, and the OG Boxing Talk live stream that we do every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time with myself and my co-host, my partner Blood Boxing, KQKC Boxing, Trap House Boxing, and my man Curtis Anderson, the boxing historian. Let's talk about this, man, because I've been looking for an opportunity to talk about Regis Prograis for a while, and he brought up something that is connected to a topic that is close at heart to me, which is, who is Terence Crawford going to fight next, man? When will Terence Crawford fight somebody that is a legitimate threat? Now, Regis Prograis was at 140 pounds when Terence Crawford was at 140 pounds and had been saying at the time that he wanted that fight. Since Terence Crawford moved up to 147 pounds, Regis Prograis had participated in two mini tournaments. One was with unofficial tournament with Jose Ramirez, where Jose Ramirez, I think he beat maybe Amir Imam, and Regis Prograis beat Julius Ndungo, and they were supposed to fight for the WBC belt, but somehow, the name being Bob Arum is who sometime is, came up with a way where Jose Ramirez wound up with the WBC championship, and Regis Prograis wound up assed out and fighting over on for the World Boxing Super Series title. Now, when he fought in the World Super Series, he wound up getting the, I do believe, the WBA belt, and then he lost it in a unification fight in the finals to Josh Taylor. It was a very, very good fight between he and Josh Taylor. I thought it was a very close fight. If you look at the way the scorecards went in that 12th round, man, I think that Josh Taylor got a little home cooking to make that to keep that out of being a draw. But you know, it is what it is. I don't have an issue with Josh Taylor having won the fight. Josh Taylor fought a really good fight. Regis Prograis, by his own admission, said that he fought kind of a dumb one, purposely taking some shots from Josh Taylor, trying to walk him down, thinking Josh Taylor was going to run out of energy. Little did Regis Prograis know that Josh Taylor keeps a little bit of that in his pocket. And the after effects probably got him through the fight a little bit. You know, that's a little bit of a shot at him for an arrest that took place a little bit after that fight. But regardless, Regis Prograis is still a very serious threat to anybody in 140 pounds. And eventually the guy is going to move up to 147 pounds. So he was being interviewed about what he was going to do, and he mentioned that he still wanted the Terence Crawford fight. And what he wanted to do is he really wants to stay at 140 and get his belts back. But he knows that he can't get he's not going to get a rematch anytime soon with Josh Taylor. And more than likely, Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez are going to wind up fighting each other for undisputed in that weight class. Now that they're both signed with Top Rank. Now, as far as the Terence Crawford thing, he says that he still wants to fight Terence Crawford because he said that he can fight at either 140 or 147. But one of the interesting things that he talked about was the fact that he currently really isn't signed to a network deal, and so he right now is choosing where he's going to fight, whether that's going to be with the PBC, or it's going to be with DAZN, or whether it's going to be at with DAZN, PBC, or Top Rank. But he said what he wouldn't want is he wouldn't want to be in the same situation that Terence Crawford is actually in. Now, what situation is Terence Crawford in? You have to assume what he meant by that. And from what I assume that he meant is that Terence Crawford is in a situation where he's signed with a network where there's none of the other fighters in that weight class are able to fight him because it's a tough situation for them to fight him because they're signed on a different network. All of the other welterweight belts and most of the other significant welterweights are signed with the PBC, and Terence Crawford is signed with with Top Rank, who fights on ESPN, and PBC fights on Fox. So you got that whole network thing. I got another video that's going to come up today talking about something that Mikey Garcia mentioned regarding the Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford fight. And I think Mikey Garcia did a great job of explaining it. Stay tuned for that video. I'm going to get into that in a little bit more detail there. But with Regis Prograis, then you say, okay, well, where wouldn't Regis Prograis be in that situation? If Regis Prograis is at 140 pounds, well, all of the belts really are with Top Rank at 140 pounds. The WBA, the WBC, the IBF, and the WBO are all over there with Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor. Now, Josh Taylor is going to fight some guy from Japan. I think he's from Japan. Sounds like a Japanese name, but he's going to fight somebody, you know, there because he's been mandated to do that by the IBF. I do believe that Jose Ramirez also has his next fight set up. So if those guys both get cleared for that, they expect them to fight for a unification fight on ESPN. So Regis Prograis would be more able to get at least access to those belts through Top Rank. The problem with Regis Prograis and Top Rank, though, is that, man, dude, you ain't really, you know, I don't know if you're the complexion for the protection over there, man. Okay, I think that they are probably going to wind up doing this, keeping Jose Ramirez at 140 pounds, fighting whoever they know he can beat, and having Josh Taylor move up to 147 pounds, because Josh Taylor's not really, he's just not long for that weight class. So, I mean, I don't, as far as like the type of fighters that Top Rank really pushes, man, if they're not, Top Rank's not going to push Terence Crawford, then if Top Rank's not going to push Terence Crawford, I can't see them pushing Regis Prograis either. Because you know, Bob Arum believes that black fighters don't sell, and that's what Regis Prograis is. So I don't know, man. It doesn't make much. That doesn't. Yeah, you know. But then he might actually get though the Terence Crawford fight. Now, see, that's the catch-22. If he signs with Terence Crawford, if he signs with Top Rank, he could actually get the Terence Crawford fight, because I believe that Top Rank would believe that Regis Prograis would be an entertaining fight for Terence Crawford, but not one that Terence Crawford is at a tremendous risk for losing. Now, I do like Regis Prograis a lot. I think Regis Prograis in a rematch against Josh Taylor would do just fine and could pull off a win in an upset with Josh Taylor. He might lose a rematch, but I think he has an opportunity to beat him as well. Jose Ramirez, I think he's got a shot to beat Jose Ramirez as well, provided he just adds a little bit more defense to his game. Terence Crawford, I'm not so sure. Now, as far as who would probably get him the most fights, I think that might be a signing with the PBC, but then he would have to move up in weight, because the PBC doesn't really hold any belts at 140 pounds. He has now Errol Spence Jr. fight. They had actually fought in the amateurs before. They had fought in the amateurs. I doubt that Manny Pacquiao would really be a look for Regis Prograis, but Manny Pacquiao, I think, has got a year left, maybe 2 years left before he rolls off, man. I mean, you know, the dude has done a lot in boxing, and he's still a very excellent fighter. But when you start creeping up into 42, 43 years old, look, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's safe to assume that he won't. It's safer to assume that he won't than he will. But hey, man, Manny Pacquiao has done a lot of good stuff. But look, as far as Regis Prograis and Terence Crawford, I would love to see the fight. I think that would probably be one of the better fights that Terence Crawford had. But I think, of course I got Terence Crawford winning that fight. Regis Prograis, the other option for Regis Prograis was DAZN, but I just don't know. I mean, what he has over there other than a fight with maybe Mikey Garcia, if Mikey Garcia continues to sign that option, or, maybe he'll beat up a Josh Kelly or something like that. But, all in all, man, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Regis Prograis. I'm hoping that what I would like to see is I would like to see him at Top Rank to be able to fight to be in the position to fight one of those guys for the 140-pound belts, or get the Josh Taylor fight. I just think he's a little small, like short in stature for the 147-pound division. So, you know, I know that might sound a little awkward, but coming from me, but you know, it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. With that, I'm out. Peace.